This segment is sponsored by Legacy Wealth Management. As you get closer to retirement, the decisions you make and when you make them can have a lasting impact on your financial future. Joining us today is Jay Sharifi, founder and CEO of Legacy Wealth Management. He's here to break down 3 time-sensitive areas that, if missed, could end up costing you in retirement. Welcome back, Jay. Great to see you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Sure. Of course, retirement planning is so important, and there are these time-sensitive decisions that have to be made. What is one crucial area people should really start looking at now?
Yeah, I think what we need to take in consideration is just the fact that longevity has increased so much, and people are spending a lot more time in retirement. It's surprising, but it's almost a third of our lives. And for those who are retiring in their 50s, it's more than 30%. And so we have to understand that we need to solidify where our income comes from. Because comfort in our minds, comfort actually comes from the security of your cash flow and your income, not from the size of your portfolio. Obviously, that's up to a certain limit, but we just want to make sure that when those changes come over the next 2, 3+ decades, that whatever we're doing with our portfolio, it can weather the test of time.
Right. Okay, let's talk about Social Security. Yeah. Why does timing really matter here when it comes to claiming those benefits?
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever decision you make with Social Security, you want to make it in such a way that it complements the rest of your plan. It depends if you're married or if you're single. It depends on if you have other sources of income that can complement changes in life, or if it's the only source of income you have. It also depends on how much you have to pay taxes, whether you want to take it immediately or perhaps wait a little longer to complement your overall tax plan strategy that you might have going on with Roth conversion and so forth. So there's a lot of variables there. There's no one size fits all. You have to move towards what makes most sense for who you are and where you are.
What your family situation might be down the road too.
Absolutely. Yeah. You want to make sure that upon the passing of the first spouse, the surviving spouse has enough. And so sometimes for some people it may be great to start it earlier, but you have to take in consideration that upon the passing of the first spouse, will there be enough for the surviving spouse?
Right.
And so you may have to delay it, and that might be the best decision there.
Yeah. Let's talk about timing in the stock market. It can really impact your returns, right? But how does portfolio management really change as someone gets closer to retirement?
Yeah, what you're referencing is sequence of return risk. And so what that means is you want to make sure you allocate enough funds in different buckets. We have a bucket strategy, and the reason I recommend that is because you want to make sure whatever bucket your income is coming from is safe and secure, so you eliminate the sequence of return risk. Now when clients come in, we go through this with them, but the whole premise is you don't want a lot of risk where you don't have to have it with the portfolio that is generating your income. Otherwise it's going to have ebb and flows.
Right,
and so we want to make sure we're taking care of your income.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. All right, what's one thing that retirees, pre-retirees, they should do right now to stay on top of these time-sensitive decisions?
I love this. If you can sit down with your advisor and basically work backwards, say, hey, where are we going? And then how are these things helping us get there versus how am I doing just today? I think that's a great question, but it doesn't encompass everything. You want to keep the end in mind, and then you want to make sure that the things you're doing today is actually hitting your target for tomorrow. And we're not just loading up everything in artificial intelligence, or we're not going after jumping in the fastest car. Or we want to make sure that the things we're doing make sense for us today, but also for tomorrow, so we don't end up in the wrong place.
Makes perfect sense to me. Don't just be getting information off the internet or AI, right? Go to a trusted advisor. Jay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Of course. If you want to know how you compare to others planning for retirement or want to talk to a financial advisor, just call Legacy Wealth Management at 877-650-4738 to receive their resource, The State of Retirement. You can also schedule your complimentary consultation today.